Entry Log 2. It's been 4 days since the first entry, but progress has been slow up until today. The patient had no abnormal readings, recovery seemed slow but stable, and there was no conscious response even after reducing the dosage of painkillers. The first sign of change was a notable REM cycle that started at 11:15 a.m. yesterday. Interestingly, the cycle continued for far longer than the normal 2 hours that adults normally have in any given healthy sleep cycle. The REM concluded at 5:30 p.m. and wasn't halted even when repositioning to avoid pressure ulcers. At the time, I had thought that this was just a sign of the brain's physical stability and perhaps a decent sign of memory retention which could prove useful in future care. The bleeding was also slowed, which was a good sign of maybe being able to transfer the patient to other wards to get scans and tests done. That was until this morning, at 9:54 a.m., when the patient woke up. I couldn't mistake the look of gray sheen that the eyes had become. They were just looking up at the ceiling. I was too shocked to notice in the moment whether they had been blinking or not, but I had to call a number of doctors and nurses immediately to the site so we could get to work as soon as possible. The following is our findings as of 6:55 p.m. The patient, in fact, does have the capability to blink and maintain a de-stressed state in their ocular lenses. They are not able to verbally respond as of yet, but can understand and answer questions through the previously mentioned blinking. 1 blink meaning no, 2 blinks meaning yes. Their state of bleeding had completely stopped. Minor improvements in the finger and toenail recovery, but the skin had yet to recover at all. According to the patient, they were experiencing minimal pain. This could be due to the painkillers still being administered, or an elongated shock-like state that they still haven't broken from. When asked, the patient responded that they had no allergies, no previous health history of disease or disorders from a personal standpoint, but was inconclusive on family history. They were not on any medications, no history of sexual activity, and reactive sensitivity remained elevated, but nothing that should cause alarm. After that line of questioning and a replacement line of fluids and bandages, we were greeted by an agent of A.M.M.O, Kamal Akbari, who claims some possible sort of knowledge about the patient. We were then interviewed by her for what felt like hours, but turned out only to be about 30 minutes. The only thing I ascertained from her was the code name, the Unknown Soldier. I'm familiar with the term as my father and grandfather are both veterans and have told me war stories involving said figure. I'm a skeptic at heart and always figured the stories were tall tales to enchant my childhood wonder. But now, after the mission briefing from Command and Agent Akbari's comment, I cannot help but wonder if my role was not just as a researcher into possible effects of war crime weaponry being utilized on our soldiers, but also being the conduit for which our soldiers can fight back against it. End of entry log 2.